In this episode, Vince Morris, a thought-provoking comedian who tells it like it is in a politically correct world, now he wants an easier way to organize his thoughts and his jokes. But can he function without the last-minute chaos? Stay tuned after the group session for the follow-up interview to discover what Vince Morris learns about integrating a new rhythm.
And I'm feeling like I need to slow down and I need to tune in with my body. I can't just go with my mind. I need to also listen to what I need and separate these two pieces.
Welcome to the Soul Game. I'm your host, Shannon McLaren, the Mystic Agent. Through the ancient art of storytelling, our soul council of polarity practitioners and sensory perception artists.
Amanda.
Ruby.
Go like this. Dipti.
Adrian.
Shannon! We'll have 15 minutes to embody the different aspects of our seekers' healing requests.
My entire life I've been unorganized. Guess I'm a little nervous as to allowing the organization to come in, so I have a fear of that.
To bring about a new SOULution. Let's get into it. The Soul Game.
Hi, I'm comedian Vince Morris with the gray hair in my beard right here. The reason why I have gray hair is because I have an 11-year-old daughter who's going on 37. I've been doing stand-up now professionally for like 27 years, no day job. And I am here to seek my SOULution because I'm bringing a lot of soul to it. See you soon. I'm Vince Morris and my gesture is, oh.
Oh, yes. Oh, Vince. That's great. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for playing our little game of resonance. That's wonderful. So thank you so much, Vince, for being our seeker today. We're going to go ahead and start the timer now. And I would love to receive your healing request.
Is that an egg timer right there? That's nice. Okay. I haven't heard this in 60 minutes. First of all, I got to say thank you guys for having me on. And I was a little nervous, still a little nervous. I talked to Shannon a little bit, and she actually eased my nerves by explaining the game and also allowing me. She said I can do whatever I want to do and say whatever I want to say. Because I'm like, can you curse? She goes, it's your space. I'm like, well, then, fuck, I feel good. Thank you for allowing me to relax.
Yes.
And what I'm seeking for, actually, what I would like to have help in, my entire life, I've been unorganized. I am the most unorganized person on the planet. And I've come to live with this chaos. And I don't think that I can live without it. So it gets to the point where, let me see, if I'm actually running on time, I would create something just so I can be fucking right before I leave, because I'm so scared if I leave too early, something might happen. So I'm tired of it, I'm tired of living in that kind of a chaotic environment because before I can deal with it, but now that I'm getting a little older, I'm actually starting to forget stuff a lot, and I mean a lot. So I think I need to, a lot more organization because I'm not as good as I thought I was. I'm not as sharp as I was when I was younger.
Okay. All right. This is great. So we've got our little timer going. It's ticking away. And it sounds like, Vince, your main healing request tonight really is about time and chaos, right? There's this thing about going right up to the last minute and then forgetting things. And that maybe had worked for you in the past well enough, right? That you could get by, but it's just like, you're done. You don't want to do that anymore.
No, I do not. I mean, I don't, every time I've been telling myself I'm going to get organized, probably the last, about 31 years, 33 years. So, I've gone this far, but damn it, I want to try something different. I think I have a lot more easier time if I'm more organized.
Yeah, awesome. All right, so you're calling in more organization, a little something different.
Yeah.
Something different than the last 31 years.
And to create, and actually to release that fear of, what will happen if you're organized, So that's my thing. So if I'm organized, what's going to happen, Vince? So, allow that to happen. So I guess I'm a little nervous as to allowing the organization to come in. So I have a fear of that to a certain extent.
Yeah. Okay. Got it. All right. So I hear that there's a little bit of fear of the organization. There's a desire for the organization, but there's also a little fear of the organization as well.
Absolutely.
So, okay. I would love to open this up to our players. And I'm just going to ask that you all tune in to Vince's story here. And I'm going to just put it out to the space in this moment as you're all tuning in. Who feels like they're really resonating with this fear of the organization? The fear of the organization. Dipti.
So as I'm tuning in and as I'm listening to you, Vince, what kept coming up is, it was almost like if I get organized, it's that new me. I have to am I going to lose that image that I have of that organized, unorganized chaos? And that little bit of that fear is almost like new me. Am I going to recognize myself? Or that's the feeling I keep experiencing. Like it's a part of me. It's been a part of me for so many years. And as I move forward and do this new way and this new organization, that feels a little scary. That feels a little scary. And am I gonna be able to recognize myself a little bit?
Okay, cool. Yeah. How is that for you, Vince?
That's right on the money. Not only will I recognize a new me, will I accept a new me, that kind of thing, So yeah, I know everyone else probably would, but I'm my biggest critic. So yeah, will I accept it? So yeah, that was 100% on the money. Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So there's this other thing I'm feeling as I tune into your story, Vince. I'm feeling this. I really like the chaotic you. I really jive with that chaotic you that pushes it to the last minute. That's like, I have an extra few minutes, so I'm gonna fucking fit something else in there. Get something else, So I would love to invite one of our players tonight who feels resonant with the chaotic Vince, who kind of like is familiar with that vibe, even though it's a drag sometimes because you forget things, but there's something about that chaotic. Adrian.
So yeah, there's something familiar, there's something creative, there is a rhythm, but I understand the rhythm. I don't think you all would understand the rhythm. There's a rhythm and rhyme to all of this, and I'm really comfortable in it. And yeah, I feel comfortable. And there's certain things that I'm aware of that aren't working right now, but I don't want to necessarily it's not fully making sense. I'm just kind of comfort. There's creation, there's creativity, there's a rhythm, there's movement. I understand how this is. And there's some discomfort that's occurring on the outer edges, but I'm not looking at that too much. So.
Interesting. So there's comfort and discomfort.
Yeah, I'm comfort in my body, and there's some discomfort kind of out in the edges. But it feels like trying to, I don't want to there's a comfort and a discomfort.
Yeah, I feel when you talk about that you're more in resonance with the comfort, and that the discomfort's kind of on the outer edge. Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna invite one of the other players to play that outer edge of discomfort. in relation to Adrian's comfort? Shannon.
So it's interesting because I notice a lot of pressure in the beginning in my heart. Like there seems to be pressure. And I want to say that I have an idea that I need to do it a certain way. And I don't know that that's my idea. Maybe it's something other people say to me, or a societal thing, or something I want to live up to. I don't know. And I just noticed that there's a lot of things going on too. Like we've got a lot of things to handle, right? There's making sure that all the electronics work. There's making sure you've got your scripts ready. There's making sure you've got your lighting right. And, you know, all of the demands that go in different directions feel present.
Yeah, cool.
And I don't feel one way or another about it.
All right. So you're the discomfort on the edge.
Yeah.
And how is that for you, Adrian, when you hear that edge of you reflected?
Honestly, I got the image of like being my comfort as kind of like a jacuzzi. And I got the sense of like the discomfort as like the swimming pool, which is kind of cold. And and
plus I can't swim either.
That's
all discomfort.
Totally.
But I'm feeling
I would want to
dehydrated.
stay in the jacuzzi.
I'm actually starting to get hot now that I really tune in. Like my body's getting really hot, and I'm starting to feel dehydrated in this jacuzzi of comfort. So yeah, all I can say is whatever Shannon said is making me warm.
What Adrian said and Dipti said, they were right on, and also what Shannon said was right on. But I'm gonna go back to what Adrian said for a second. When it comes to creativity, I'm comfortable in this chaos. Mm-hmm. You know, am I comfortable in this chaos, or have I just done it so often that I think that I'm comfortable because I haven't tried a different way? So I got to the point where I'm like, well, you know, I don't have to write anything down. I write it down the last minute. That's what makes my jokes funny. That's what I do this. And so I've lived many years with that kind of a comfort within that chaos. And now that I'm forgetting things, I'm like, man, you got to write this shit down. You're not like, you know, so maybe that's the next chapter, you know, that my memory is leaving me. Now I have to, write things down and hold myself accountable. So that's scary. That's very scary.
Gonna have to learn how to swim a little.
Yeah, well, that too. I have to. I promised my daughter I would learn how to swim, and that's been 3 years ago, so I have to do it.
I think, Dipti, did you have something really quick?
Yeah, just real quick.
Yeah.
As you were speaking to, I had this image about, definitely a lot of sticky notes, writing a lot of stuff down. But then I'm like, you know what? I can actually arrange those sticky notes in a messy way. So I get both of my things. They're written down, but the sticky notes don't have to be perfect. And they're kind of all over. So it still kind of gives me that comfort. I'm just like imagining it almost like in a chaotic way, but it's written down. So I have both of my worlds. This is what's happening kind of right now.
I'm also sensing that there might be something new, a new way that's emerging for you, some new lessons, some new learning that you're welcoming in. Like you're comfortable with the chaos a little bit and you really got that down and it's working for you mostly. But there's like this new growth, you know? So I'm going to invite Ruby as our last player here to embody this new growth, this new learning that's emerging, this new possibility.
I've been feeling a lot of things in my body throughout this game. I was trying to figure out what was happening and what I was feeling, and then I realized what came to me was the connection and disconnection between my body and my mind. So I feel like with the chaos and the organization, it's like my body feels almost used to this movement. Like Adrian was saying, there's a rhythm to it, and it makes me feel like there's a rhythm to the chaos in my mind. And those things are synced up, and that's worked for me. That's helped regulate my mind in this physical way. But now it's like I feel the discomfort in the disconnect between my body and my mind. My mind still has all these things going on, but I can't do that with my body anymore. I can't keep up with that anymore. And there's this splitting a little bit, a new way of being in my body and of processing and dealing with whatever I'm dealing with in my mind. There's like this new way I need to think, and I'm feeling like I need to slow down and I need to tune in with my body. I can't just go with my mind. I need to also listen to what I need and separate these two pieces a little bit more.
Wow. How is that for you, Vince?
This is trippy. I like it. That's exactly right. It's like the separation now that's really the kind of like the scary part, because before I thought everything was in tune, maybe, but now that I'm more cognizant of it, I'm like, it's not in tune, and so the next step is trying to do something different, and so, and I know in my heart I have to, and maybe I have to trust myself, because if it doesn't work, then I'm actually gonna, that I'm the one that's responsible for it. So that's exactly right. This is cool. I like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Adrian, when Adrian got me with the rhythm, I'm like, that's exactly how I've lived my entire existence when it comes to creating things and everything else. I'm like, I got it, it's worked thus far, so, and then, once Ruby said, my mind and everything, is that it?
Right up to the minute. We're right up to the minute.
All right.
I feel like you're in it, and I want to honor that you're right in it, and that it's all coming together.
Yeah, it was nice. Okay, right when the turkey was done, I was right there.
Yeah, I guess I would love to invite, as a sort of a closing thing here, for each of us players and for you as well, Vince, just to kind of tune into that connection with your body and your mind. We identified the disconnect, and we identified this new edge, but really like allowing that new way to find a new rhythm. It's not no rhythm. It's new rhythm. It's something new emerging, and it's trusting. So with just holding that idea of how can we trust this new rhythm that's emerging, this invitation of learning to swim, of this new way. Mm-hmm. So with that in mind, as we invite that trust of this new rhythm, of this connection, of this flow, I would like to just receive one word from each of the players as a closing.
Blending.
The change brings effervescence.
I'm going to say breathing.
There's a new rhythm. There's a new rhythm to explore. Mm-hmm. There's a different rhythm to explore.
Cool. Did you have a last word that you want to put in, Vince, for yourself, for completion?
I want to say this was really cool. I like this. This was nice. Thank you guys, because I'm nervous. I was nervous in general, and it was a lot easier and more fun. And I learned. It was cool. I appreciate it. Yeah, this is cool.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate you, and it is a vulnerable place to be, to bring your story to the world stage here. And I really want to honor you for your courage and your willingness to share, so that we could all learn and grow. So
Well,
thank
yeah.
you
You're
so
very
much. Yeah, and I just, to have a little closure here, I want to just invite you, Vince, in this moment, and invite everyone else, all the players and all who are witnessing, to just call your energy into your body, into the midline of your body, into your spine, calling back all of your energy from anywhere you may have left it in time or space, so that you can feel totally whole and complete in this moment. And just taking a deep breath and honoring yourself and your work. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
So, how are you doing since the soul session? How are you doing?
I'm doing well. I actually, like I said before, I was nervous and about being a little vulnerable to that. And overall, I actually had a really good time. And since then, I actually started writing things down. I started like a little, what I call a punch list, to make sure I start getting more organized. And I actually have a little bit more of an excited approach to doing it, and not so much fearful. So, I connect with all with everyone was saying, it resonated with me. So it was, honestly, I had a lot of fun. I learned a lot, and it was really inspiring.
That's so lovely. Thank you for saying that. I'm glad. I saw at one point, I remember seeing a look on your face like, oh shit. And I can't remember, it was toward the end of the session, but I saw a revelation kind of come over you. Do you remember a moment in the session where you were like, ding, ding? Was there anything like that for you?
I don't know if it was a specific moment that maybe unconsciously, but just an overall experience, especially when everybody was talking. Each of the facilitators were talking. So I was resonating with a lot of that. So it the oh shit moment may have come across and you may have seen it, but I was just more excited about, I'm listening, I'm learning. So yeah, the whole thing was an oh shit moment.
Oh shit.
In a positive way. Yeah.
In a positive way. Okay, well, what did you learn about yourself then, if anything?
I guess the reality of being scared of what could be and being comfortable with that and not being afraid of it anymore. I've learned that, maybe I got to start branching out and trying new things and see what the new Vince would be if he's more organized, and not be so much on the fearful side of it as much as I am as being on, okay, let's see what happens, and going with the flow and knowing that it's going to be a lot more pleasant than I give it credit for. So
let's see what happens.
It was like a kick in the butt kind of thing.
Thanks for watching. Are you addicted to chaos? You know that feeling. A jolt of adrenaline when you've left something to the last minute. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below and hit that like button while you're there. And if you know someone who can relate to this episode, please share it to receive more self-realization content. Be sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon for notifications. We'll see you next week on The Soul Game.